Hello everyone, this is Ivan from Kagura, Japan. Beautiful day today, lots of fresh powder. In today's video I'm gonna give you some tips how to ski powder snow. You have to be aware of all the risk of skiing powder. For that I make another video where I explain the risk of skiing powder snow. That actually is very dangerous, people actually die sometimes. There's risk of avalanche, snow traps, you can just get stuck, you can lose your skis. Start with thin powder, don't go into very deep powder. For that you can check the weather reports and see how much snow has fallen in the past couple of days. Use a powder skis like these ones you're seeing here. Powder skis are very wide under your boot. Also notice the rocker. The powder skis, they go up little by little, a little bit like a surfboard, so that's gonna allow you to kind of float in the snow and the ski don't get stuck. Use a powder poles. Powder poles are much bigger down here, so that's gonna make that they don't sink into the powder. And usually you can change the length. So if you go into very deep powder, you make them longer. If you go into thin powder, you make it a little shorter. The speed. Skiing powder is like floating, so it's a little bit like a surfing. The faster you go, the more you're gonna float, be above the surface. It's going to create friction and you're going to stay on top of the powder. If you go slow in powder snow, you're going to start sinking and you're going to stop. And you need much more speed in powder. You need to generate speed because powder snow is very slow. So if you don't have speed, you're going to be unable to turn and you're going to get actually stuck. Most important tip for skiing powder: you have to turn on top of the powder snow. In order to turn on top of the powder snow, what you do, you kind of like let yourself sink into the powder. You put your compress your body down, bend your knees, and when you're like kind of at the bottom of the snowpack, you do like a pop. You do the pop, you put your tips just a little bit up, so that's gonna make you come out. It's a little bit like doing a little jump. So that combined with the speed you have and the friction and the powder skis is going to make you jet out of the powder. So suddenly you're going to be like a floating on top of the powder. You're going to be almost like a flying. So at that point you make your turn, and then towards the end of the turn you start compressing again and sinking into the powder again to do another pop. And when you feel like you are like floating on top of the powder, you turn there to find like a hard surface. You can compress the snow as much as you can when you're sinking, so suddenly the snow becomes kind of like a little bit hard pack, and then you're gonna use that platform that you create with the compression to jet out of the powder again, and then at that moment you initiate the turn. It's about sinking into the powder, coming out into the powder, sinking into the powder, coming out into the powder. Also very important, stay kind of flat, don't lean back. This is a big misconception about skiing powder, because people think like oh, you know, in order to don't get stuck into the powder I need to lean back, and if you do that, what is going to happen, actually your tail is going to sink too much in the snow. You're going to be able to turn, your speed is going to get reduced and you're going to lose the whole flow. So the most important thing, as we said before, is keeping the flow, keeping the speed. So in order to keep the speed, the skis need to be kind of flat. So you only lean back a little bit when you kind of feel like you're kind of like sinking too much. And if you suddenly feel that your tips start like really sinking, so you can lean back just a little bit, enough to kind of like get your tips out. You're kind of ejecting, you can lean back a little bit so your tips come out, and when you're sinking you have to be kind of flat. So you kind of float in the snow, keep the speed, keep the flow, make like a perfect S-shaped turns. That's very, very important. So just summarizing how to ski powder snow, the most important thing is the speed. You need the speed, you need to keep your flow, don't kind of break the rhythm, and then you need to sinking in the snow, come out of the snow, sinking, come out, and keeping the speed and the flow. If you lose the speed, you're going to get stuck. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Spartan!
Spartans, prepare for glory!
Hey, yo, Holyfield.
Hey, you next! We at Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. And by Spartan law, we will stand and fight.
Right, left, then left, right. I seen him stutter word. He didn't duck and got stuck with your uppercut. Now hear the crowd screaming. It's like they fiending. Oh, don't you love how that black man swing? We keep it real. Tell Holyfield he next in line. So get his heart problem checked before he stepped in mine and sell it. I hardly know you. Don't bother me to show you. Let your hand get gas by that fast promoter. Be real forever. So feel my lever in combinations. Connected like Dr. Dot and steady formation. Swift and deadly. Cause this be deadly. I'm a soldier. It's too late now. I tried to told you. Get it on. Let's get ready to rumble. Yes.
And oh no, the 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
We at now. We at now. So what you want? What you let's now? Ready? What you want? Let's get it on now. So what you want?
Spartans, prepare for glory.
Hey, yo, Holyfield.
Hey, you next.
A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate.